a vivid and short background to the H1N1 virus. But a point that earlier commentators made, and of which I want to hammer on, is the health education that the Ministry of Health failed to do. In every ministry, and for that matter, the Ministry of Health, they have a health education team or a surveillance team, of which they must go to the people, get down to the people. Every district has a health education team across the country. So these teams, what were they doing with respect to the H1N1 vaccine? So the ministry did not do well in this direction. And again, we have a lot of medical research centers. KNUST have it, Nuguti Center in Legon, and other medical centers. Kwalebu, they have what do you call it? CAT. Comfort Teaching Hospital. They have a research center over there, of which I believe they should have tested the potency and the side effects of this H1N1 vaccine. My brother made a point that the drug or the vaccine, its reaction in Europe might not be the same thing as those of us in the tropics. Those of us in Africa, the reaction we will have to the vaccine might be different from that of Europe. So they did it to see the conditions in Europe and elsewhere. But that of Africa, I'm not quite sure were taken into consideration. So our medical centers, research centers, should have done us a lot of good if they had researched into the side effects of this drug. And I know, as a layman, every drug or every medicine has its side effects on the patient. So the medical practitioners or the research centers again did not do the right thing. And I want to commend the Parliament of Ghana for even having the idea to invite the Minister for Health to come and brief them on the issue, the development on the H1N1 virus. So I would want to say that our ministries and our research centers should be up and doing. KNUST is having a health promotion and education as a postgraduate course. So what do they do? So there are a lot of sicknesses, a lot of diseases that's going on in our country. You do a lot of research on it, but the education are not laid bare to the people of Ghana. So our ministries of health must also sit up in this direction. It's better late than never. So the ministers and then the health education team at the ministry should all get up and then go to the various the rural areas, of which a lot of people might not have heard of this. They should get to them, educate us. At least they should have given us a bit of education as to how the reaction of this vaccine would be. Okay. So this time round, it's late, but it's never late. They should get to the people, give us education on it, and at least all of us will vaccinate ourselves to prevent the consequences of this virus.
Refraining from personal biases or prejudice, but believing in responsible, accountable, balanced and objective analysis. Community Watch on Focus FM.
Okay, so it's 11 minutes after 9 now. You're still on Community Watch on Focus 94.3. We'll take your calls from now till in about within 10 minutes where we wrap up here on your Community Watch on Focus 94.3. So you can call up now 0322062207 0322062207. Perhaps tell us your own experience after being injected with a swine flu vaccine. Tell us your own experience in respect of the swine flu vaccination. We do have a caller now. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, let's know you, sir. Okay, where are you calling from? Okay, let's hear you.
My problem is that, since NDC came to power, the party support this. They are disturbing the peace of the prof. And I'm beginning to doubt if Professor is listening to them. When sacking some ministers and some members of the cabinet, I don't understand. Even today, I heard a new news that our secretary in Kumasi talking about APR Senate and so that she is not competent. She failed. I didn't understand. We saw a MPP during 2000 when the President Kufuor selected ministers and DCs. We heard much about his ministers. People are talking about them, but he didn't mind. And when when the time for the reshuffle, then he reshuffle those who he didn't want. But I'm beginning to fear about our own peoples of NDC always talking about President Mays.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure your point has been very well made. When you call up, you have 60 seconds to make your call. It's 0322062207, 0322062207. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, let's know you, sir.
Yeah, this is Ali Dankasa from Alawa.
Okay, let's hear you, Ali.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yes, I just want to say something about. I was not made around, but I am right now. I don't know some of your topic. That is why.
Okay, we're talking today about this one, H1N1, sorry, vaccination and the public reaction to them. And then we were told that the health minister has been invited to Parliament to go into the composition of the vaccine. And then Joseph Yamin has called for the ousting of the sports minister, Ikua Sanadanswa. And then we've also talked about the atta-kusi, who is scheduled for...
I would just comment about the Yamin case. You see, if normally Yamin talks, see, I just respect what Yamin said. You see, there are some people in our party, some of our ministers, they are not even performing. You see, that is why Mr. Joseph Yamin comes out to such a comment. Joseph Yamin was in South Africa. He saw everything. What get wrong. So I supported him 100% with what he said. If the government should do something about the sports ministry, and I'm coming for this thing, atta-kusi. You see, if anytime you sit on radio saying freedom of speech or something like that, one day you use some the same journalists who create in Ghana. So we should remove like a criminal law or something like. We were here when former President Ronnie, the same media were criticizing former President Ronnie, saying he had some accounts in Europe and this, but the man didn't listen to them. He focused on what he's going to do for Ghana. So I am appealing to our presenters and our journalists to sometimes to know what they want, to know what they will say on radio. So we the callers and we the listeners listen to them, so we can emulate the good example of what they are saying.
Thank you very much. That's a very good point there. 0322062207, 0322062207. Call up and share with us what you think. Good evening.
Good evening, Musa Gonzalo.
Okay, let's hear you, Musa.
Let me ask you, are you not when people are saying President Kufuor, he buy hotel that called Kufuor Swawa? Is it true? That one, is it true? People are saying Akufo-Addo is a dealer, cocaine dealer. What about that one? They didn't do anything about that. President May should forget about them and rule the nation. They are disturbing his ruling. Now we are going to 2 years. If he will remain listening to them, the time will pass him. That's my point.
Okay, thank you very much for your point. 0322062207, 0322062207. You call up, you have 60 seconds to make your point, and then we move ahead. This is 94.3 Focus FM on your community, which is 17 minutes after 9. We have 3 more minutes to pick up calls. 0322062207.
Refraining from personal biases or prejudice, but believing in responsible, accountable, balanced and objective analysis. Community Watch on Focus FM.
Serious Radio. The 24-hour mixtape.
Focus 94.3 FM.
So you're still on Community Watch on Focus 94.3, 2207. Good evening.